مولاي صل وسلم دائما.
What would be your advice for the worrying scholars on the social media?
Well, it is quite unfortunate. It is a very ugly and sad situation we have found ourselves. Scholars don't war. Scholars don't engage in verbal battles. The scholars of yesteryears, they engage in intellectual jojo, in which issues are tabled, issues are itemized, issues are explained, elucidated, and the concepts are brought out for intellectual debates. So intellectual debate shouldn't push anybody to the extent of warning and calling each other names, cursing. All those things are not part of Islam. And I want to advise the people that are engaged in this. I won't call them scholars, because if you try and analyze the whole situation, you'll be able to appreciate that most of the people that are engaged or involved in all these verbal wars are not people that you can outrightly say are scholars. Who are scholars? People are not named scholars by the virtue of the fact that they come out and say, I'm an afatu. No, it is by virtue of the content of their character and the content of their brain. So if they have not been intellectually sound enough to be able to have superior emotional intelligence, to know that when somebody confronts your belief, your understanding, the next thing is not to war, but the next thing is actually to talk and debate, then that person cannot be called a scholar. I would advise them to go and read one book written by Sheikh Islam Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah. The book is titled Raf'ul Mallam Anil A'immatil Allah. Sheikh treated more than 30 reasons why scholars of Islam will always continue to disagree. So disagreeing in Islam is not new. What is new is turning it into a war. That is exactly what is new. Go and sit down. You see several scholars debating even with their students. Sheikh Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah is a student of Sheikh Ibn Taymiyyah and he disagrees with his teacher on several things. They were never at war. They were never enemies. So disagreement on the concept and Islam, especially on concepts that are not basic, like Aqidah and Ibadah, should not be turned into war. It should be seen as an intellectual exposure that should make each of the warring parties to go back to the library to go and read more, especially on the angle in which the opposition is coming, so that they can widen their horizon of knowledge, they can better their own understanding, and they can be able to engage whoever is bringing a counter opinion in a better intellectual way, instead of resorting to abuses and curses. Scholars of yesteryear did not cause themselves, but they disagreed extensively. If you want to know the extent of their disagreement, you can pick the book of Al-Fiqh al-Madahib al-Arba'a. You cannot read that book and understand it if you are not somebody who is well-grounded in Islamic jurisprudential science, because everything that is there is to tell you that there is no scholar that agrees with the other one totally. So it is not new. What is new is turning it into war, turning it into verbal abuse, turning it into cursing, and the worst part, turning it into takfir. Because that one is now another level. If a person calls another person a kafir, then that person has to be very careful, because if that person is not a kafir, he's also a kafir already. So why do you want to risk your own life at the expense of what another person says? So it doesn't make sense. So it's absurd. It is unfounded. It is baseless. It is not Islamic that scholars should be warning on social media. Whoever is warning, I don't believe that person is a scholar, as far as I'm concerned. Let them concentrate on the majors and leave the minors. There is no worrying party on social media today that if you put the two of them beside themselves, what they have in common cannot be less than 85%. So why did we leave the 95% that we are supposed to work on and now concentrating on the 5% that are differences? That's what I can actually blot out and not even pay any attention to on the hereafter. That's why I call it minor. You understand? So do you want to leave something big in order to achieve something small? That is the rhetorical question from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
غرد واصدح بالقرآن غرد يا شبل الإيمان غرد